Good morning, and welcome to Ark and Dove Presbyterian Church in Odenton, Maryland. I'm Brian Boudreaux, the clerk of session here at Ark and Dove, and your host in the lobby, the weekly program of the life and ministry of the church. Today is the second Sunday in Lent. It is also the beginning of daylight savings time, so hopefully you have already changed your clocks and you're not joining us too late for the service. We will be celebrating today in the 10:30 service a baptism, so we're excited to have Jaquan Dontre Wagner Prox Jr. and his family join us. Later on, I will be talking to Fred Barrow, one of our newest deacons, but before we get to that, let's dive into the announcements. And just a reminder, as we continue opening up, we do not have the RSVP system anymore for our 9 and 10:30 services. But we are requesting that everybody still wear masks in service. We also have our children's choir that is meeting every Sunday at 9:45 a.m. There are about 20 or so children who are in the choir. They will be singing our prelude next Sunday. They're just a wonderful group, and it's so great to see them. If your child is interested in joining the choir, you can reach out to Christina Nelson or Abby Boudreaux to get signed up. We have our Lenten small groups that are continuing. There is a Lenten small group on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. They are reading the book by Kate Bauer and Jessica Ritchie called Good Enough, 40-ish Devotionals for a Life of Imperfection. So if you're interested, please check out the archive or the bulletin or the webpage for the each group leader, and reach out to them if you'd like to sign up. There's still more time to sign up. Now, the afternoon tea for the friendly seniors is the third Wednesday of each month via Zoom. So the next one is March 16th at 3 p.m. If you're interested in joining, please reach out to Joan Berry. Now, the Ark and Dove book club selection for March is Lisa Wingate's The Book of Lost Friends, and that will be this Friday, March 18th at 7:30 p.m. If you'd like to get the Zoom link, please contact Kim Champagne, and the group discussion will be led by Michelle Schoonmaker. We also have this week the Refugee Resettlement Meeting. That will be on Tuesday, March 15th at 7 p.m. via Zoom. There will be a guest speaker from the Lutheran Social Services who will be discussing this. It will be, once again, a Zoom meeting, 7 o'clock. And if you'd like to get the link for that, please reach out to Debbie Airy. Now, fellowship is back, and we need your help. If you're interested in helping make coffee, setting up the snack table, please reach out to our Outreach and Connections Elder Katie Nilsson Johnson so you can sign up for that, and we'd really appreciate the help. We are also looking for a nursery coordinator still. So the position is part-time, and if you're interested in the position, please email hiring@arkanddove.org for a copy of the job description or to send your resume and contact information. So as we continue our series of meeting the new elders and deacons at Ark and Dove, I am really excited to have Fred Barrow here with me today, who's one of our new deacons. So welcome, Fred, and thank you for joining us in the lobby.
Glad to be with you today. Thanks.
Now, Fred, you are a familiar face in Sunday worship. You do quite a number of things already. Can you share with the folks some of the things that you do?
Yes, I usher, and I play with the band occasionally.
Yeah, we see
and
that.
other things that may be happening around the church. Also, early on, Habitat for Humanity. I started that through Ark and Dove the very first time.
Oh wow, you were with the first group that did Ark and Dove, or that did Habitat for Humanity.
With the early groups.
I've not done the Habitat for Humanity myself, and of course we haven't done it over the last couple of years. What was that like? Who was involved with that? Was it adults and children? And where did you go to work on Habitat for Humanity?
Okay, so first off, I have zero carpenter skills. However, that was not an issue because I can use a hammer, and I can take instruction, and I can adhere to safety, and all those kind of things were actually covered prior to the bills and so forth. It involved, in some cases, teenagers, adults. I was involved in some bills in Baltimore as well as Annapolis.
Did we actually build a whole house?
Part of the overall bill.
Okay.
Not necessarily from beginning to completion, but at some point.
The Ark and Dove community would spend time at this house sometime, probably a weekend or a couple weekends.
Yes.
help. Okay. Yeah, I hope we can get back to that. That's a great project. It's very helpful. A wonderful mission that we did for a long time. So we can get to know you a little bit better outside of Ark and Dove. What do you like to do?
Work in my yard. So I'm looking forward to the spring.
Yeah, we got a little delay this weekend on all that spring work. I've got some flowers that were starting to sprout up, but I think they're slowed this weekend. But hopefully by next weekend we will have warmer weather.
And I like to play my bass guitar as a hobby.
Are you in any other bands outside of the band here at Ark and Dove?
No.
No.
Actually, being with the Ark and Dove band is the first time that I actually ever played in front of anyone, actually.
It's a wonderful thing about the music here. They find us musicians hiding in different places. So where are you from originally? Are you from this area or did you move here?
No, I actually grew up in Southeast Alabama the first 18 years of my life, and then I joined the military. And I had been to this area before, and I always knew that I sort of wanted to come back to this area.
Yeah.
And fortunately, things worked out that way. When I retired, I was here.
Sometimes we just find ourselves here in this area, and I guess it calls to us. All right. So how long have you been a part of Ark and Dove?
Over 25 years now, actually.
So were you part of the original founding members of Ark and Dove, or did you come in kind of a little bit after?
Came in after. Basically, what would happen is Laurie and I, we were actually looking for a church at the time. I was still in the military, in the Army. 1995, 96, I went overseas for about a year. And while I was gone, Laurie visited Ark and Dove. And she started going, I think, the summer of maybe 96. I came back the summer of 96 and I visited. And again, at the time, Laurie and the kids were actually attending. So I came back in 1997. Laurie had already joined. And then I became a member.
So you have been a member of Ark and Dove for a number of years. But I don't think a lot of people can say they've been here when this church, when this building was pretty new. You have grown children, it sounds like. So did they grow up in Ark and Dove then?
Yes, Nikki, Sarita, Taylor, all adults now.
So what is it then that drew you and your family to Ark and Dove?
When I first visited, it really did feel like a family-oriented, warm environment. And actually, I remember the lobby. People would gather and chat, and it was just a good atmosphere. And again, at the time, as I said, Laurie was already engaged with Ark and Dove. She was also a deacon and an elder. And there were just things for the family to do.
Now, is this your first time as a deacon, or have you been a deacon or elder before?
This is my first time as a deacon.
So can we talk a little bit about the call? And I haven't really talked about this with any of the other deacons, but you are called to serve. So could you share with us sort of what that was like, getting the call and sort of your reflections on becoming a deacon?
When I first met with Donna and Brooke, after that meeting, I thought about it. I prayed about it, thought about it. I don't make case decisions. And I was thinking, well, am I right for it, for one? And do I have time? Well, the time thing quickly went away because I feel like, well, I have time for these other things. I certainly have time for this. And it did and does feel like a calling. I'm also a Stephen minister. I see deacon as being service oriented, and I believe in service to others, the community, and to the church.
So you mentioned that you're a Stephen minister as well. So can you describe what's the difference between a deacon and a Stephen minister?
A Stephen minister were lay persons that are trained to do one-on-one care for those who might be going through a challenging, difficult life situation, such as dealing with grief from a death, divorce, relocation, any number of things like that. Somebody to be there to listen and walk with the person as they're going through this.
Yeah. So how long have you been a Stephen minister?
About 3 years now.
About 3 years. And when the Stephen ministers meet, what do they do?
We train And we discuss in general things that might be going on. Again, because it's confidential, we don't specifically discuss issues.
How long was the training to become a Stephen minister?
50 hours.
It's 50 hours of training.
So there's actually going to be a minute of Stephen ministry in the coming week or weeks.
All right, great. So we're going to be learning more about Stephen ministry, probably in a later lobby and also during service. Are you then going to be our Stephen minister coordinator? Is that how that's going to work?
Yes.
Ah, excellent.
That will be one of my roles as a deacon.
They have a wonderful link, and all the coordinators previously have been great. So thank you for doing that. So what are you looking forward to then, being a deacon?
I'm looking forward to working with the team of deacons, and looking forward to just being there to serve the members in whatever capacity. Orc and Dove is typically engaged in various community kind of things. So anything that might come that way.
Fred, I would just want to thank you for joining us. It was wonderful being able to talk to you for just a little bit, and so glad that you are on the board of deacons. I know you're going to do a great job, and when I heard that you were going to be joining the board, I really thought that's someone who's going to do a great job. So thank you so much, and thank you for joining me today on the lobby.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you to everyone out there for joining me today. I'm really glad that I'm able to come into your home every week. Now, things are looking good. We're opening up, but remember, wear your mask if you don't feel safe. And if you haven't gotten a vaccine or your booster, please go ahead and do so. So I will see you next week. And I wish you the best as you continue on your Lenten journey.